2021.
Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
Goldylocks Productions presents the Inspiration from Spirit show with your host, Reverend Lea Chapin. The focus and goal for this show is to assist humanity in the awakening of a new level of consciousness that will bring peace to planet Earth.
Welcome to Inspiration from Spirit. I'm your host, Lea Chapin. It is January 25th, 2021. The whole month is going by so fast. It's just so amazing. So here we are, almost into February, almost into a new month almost. And it's like, oh my gosh. So I just can't believe how time is flying. It just seems so much. I don't know about you, but it just seems that my mind seems to be just swirling and swirling with just the energy that's floating about today. So today we got another special guest on my show. I'm so delighted. I've known Sherry for several years. Sherry Lord is an international channel and deep trance channel who channels a non-physical being called Namara. She also channels angels, guides, sees auras, and also is a teacher teaching workshops. She's the founder of the Flowing Liquid Light Healing Modality. She's also the founder and the host of the Light Consciousness Expo. This year, this expo will be held in Sarasota, Florida on March 20th and 21st at the Carlisle Hotel and Conference Center in Sarasota, Florida. And there is Sherry. She made it.
Hi. Yeah,
congratulations.
I had to do one. There was a choice between the two on the camera. It's either the cam or the 101. So I must be still learning. How are you?
Good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're here. We made it.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It has been
nice
a while.
To be connected in the journey.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and as I don't know if you were doing a podcast or not, because I haven't talked with you for several years. I know that we were in close contact, and then you moved to Fort Lauderdale, and then I don't know what year that was.
Just traveling, but we're all on a path of a journey where we connect and then travel. But I'm doing, for the Light Consciousness events, we're doing Zoom and broadcasting it on the social medias is what we've been doing. So that's a step up, but I do want to go to podcasts. That will be the next step. But this is our first setting the foundation, which has been set, and it's just starting to grow, and all the pieces, then people are coming together right now. So there's a lot of, as you know, when you're doing a lot of integrate behind the scenes stuff you have to take care of.
We're all
the
learning.
Fun things to happen.
Yeah, we're all learning. We're being forced to step up our game here.
Yeah.
So tell our listening audience a little bit about how I think you started channeling, was it in 2005? Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, for me, I'm an international channel and a deep trance channel. My path, it was, I didn't know nothing about any of this. I was not around metaphysics. I was just living my life. You have your family, you have your children, you just go about life, and then things change in your life. And pivotal things happen in your life. And I had a friend said, you need to come see a lady who did tarot. And I didn't know. She goes them all the time. I'll just try one. So I went to her and had a reading. And my very first one, and she says, there's going to be people helping you. I lived in Traverse City at that time in Michigan, north, and I didn't know what she meant by that. But when I left there, I could not explain what was happening. I could literally see an angel with big wings before me driving down 75, but I felt so calm and peaceful. That was the first experience I ever had as a spiritual experience. I didn't even know that's what it was. I just knew it was okay. I always felt love, but I could not explain it. I didn't tell anybody. And I started to look for an angel book. So I ended up calling, who of all places, the Higher Self bookstore. And all of a sudden, I'm telling her everything that I never told my husband at that time or anybody. I kept it to myself. Everything was coming right from me. She goes, you need to come to this class. And I says, okay. And I'm thinking, because we're coming from a business point, I worked in business. My ex-husband had a business. I worked the office, and we had briefcase. We had big people coming in all the time. I had my beautiful dress on, and I had my briefcase all ready to go for this big meeting, I walked into the store and I had books and I found my angel book and I stepped in the class and I thought, oh shit, what am I doing here? Everybody's in t-shirts and jeans in a circle.
Crystal.
And I just dropped my briefcase. They asked me, why am I here? I go, I don't know. The lady on the phone said I needed to come. And my very first meditation, I could see my chakras, and I didn't know that's what they were. Everything was so bright. Everything for me, and everybody's on their path, and you can't compare how long it takes someone because it never ends. We're always growing and evolving. But other people have different paths. So some people are meant to go out and be out front, and some people are doing the work from behind. So you can't really compare. And I found a lot of people comparing. I go, no, you can't compare. But I've been doing this 25 years. It took you 3 years, and you're out there in the world. And I says, it was my path. I learned quickly. My whole life changed. You know, you don't have to go through divorce. In my situation, I chose it to grow and to evolve. But not everybody has to, just because they're changing. You know, I try to remind people of that. But I dedicated my life to this, and I knew I took many classes. I read a lot of books, and I'm not an avid book reader. You would not catch a book in my hand until I got on the path, and I couldn't put them down. I had piles of books. I'm telling you, stacks. And 3 years later, after taking classes and getting under my belt, I started channeling. And it was a passion of mine. I've done it in many, many lifetimes, including Egyptian, Lemurian, a lot of Atlantis. I was very much the healing and the teachings. I see myself in many past lives doing teachings, as well as a channel. But I have a passion for it. And I know that it helps. And I know that it makes a difference and that it's purposeful, as well as the teaching to help shift the consciousness. And then I had visions and forms of being in deep trance. And I seen visions of myself with the audience. My eyes were open and I was speaking, but I wasn't blinking. So I thought, oh, it's another form of channeling. And it just unfolded to where Namara came in. And they were just preparing me on my path. They were letting me know this was next. I realize that now. I was just getting it under my belt at that time. And I started to channel Namara, who holds the tone of creation. And they were bringing in their teachings, and I channeled them since 2005 until 2019. And then Namara handed the torch over to Eroth, who is a very new channel, who is the spokesperson for the group collective that I channel now. And that was interesting because you develop a personal friendship with the spokesperson. I channel group collective, but Namara is the one that comes through and speaks through me and teaches the class. I'm with my guides, going somewhere, playing and having fun as Namara speaks and my voice changes in deep trance. And
how do you? I'm going to step back for a second. How do you prepare for trance channeling? Because I don't do trance channeling.
It took, when I knew it was part of my path, I was guided to Danielle DeVoe, who was my teacher up north, when that lady from the tarot says you're going to meet people, and that was my connection. I've known her for a long time, but I never knew she taught people in deep trance. She goes only when they're ready and it's their path. And I went and seen, I forgot who it was, really well-known guy from Hawaii. He was in a deep trance channel, and Sherry from Eva Bookstore was bringing him in, and I wanted to be a part of it because I could see people, how they align, because I can see the auras, I can see their energy fields. I wanted to see how we did this. And that's how it started. I mean, I had visions of it first, and then he came in, and I was there as he went into deep trance and started to channel as a psychic in deep trance. I loved it. I go, wow, I love that. And then 2 weeks later, I did a reading for a friend, and the message for me was deep trance, and I agreed to it, and I said, thank you, but Danielle helped me once a week. You have to do it gradually because their frequency is so high. We had to open up the chakras and had to keep opening up the chakras. We had to keep integrating their consciousness into my physical body without it being an overload, So it was done in weekly meetings. I would sit down with Danielle, and she'd have a mic, and she would work on me to open up, and she would bring in Namara and then ask what I need to do next. It was a process. It wasn't like overnight. You can get there overnight, but I'm really talking integrating it. So that they could speak through me. Namara, who was the spokesperson for the group collected, who is now Eroth, but Namara is still part of my group. I tell people Namara didn't go away. I just evolved to another level, and they're still here. But that was a little difficult for me because when I was introduced to Aerith, I thought he was just another guy joining us. I didn't know he was taking the torch over until I heard Aerith wanted to come in and teach a Lemurian class. And I thought, oh, okay, well, we'll have him come in and teach a class. And then I saw a vision of Namara's name being removed and his logo on my website. And he goes, we are now the spokesperson. I was torn back and forth for a while because I had such a trust with Namara. I had to build a trust with Era. And then everything calmed down when I realized he is the spokesperson now. And that Namara didn't leave, he's still here. That really helped me a lot, transition into that. But we're still integrating. I've only done 3 classes, but we are going to be tying them into their teachings is beautiful. It's a lot of the original, it's not just Lemurian, it's Lemurian and the path of light. That's what they told me. It's the Lemurian being energy and re-accessing all of that and healing what needs to be healed. They took us in the very first workshop. I record them so they'll know what is happening because I'm not playing, I'm getting different things. They're out there teaching, and then people will tell me what was happening at the time, after the class. But my guides will also inform me as well. But they took us to when we first came to the world, when we first had our first experience on the earth plane, and we were still consciousness, not fully formed in a physical body. That was wonderful. And then they showed how you can just move your hand and the flower will open and change to colors and do other things. And some of the audience, the people who came to the class, said that for their first time, they saw how they met an animal for the first time when their foot touched the earth plane as a Lemurian being. And that was, and the feeling they got, and it was still integrating to be physical, and then we became very dense and things changed. It became changed a lot. And now they're showing us where it's evolving to a newer level and a higher new world, and we're going beyond. It is the ascension, but it's also beyond. It's bigger than what I can even comprehend. They keep telling me it's a bigger plan. We are here to help all humanity and the animals, but it's beyond that. You have to understand that it's every molecule, it's every cell, it's every planet, it's every galaxy, it's every universe that's being affected, not just the earth. But it includes the earth, it includes the humanity, and it also includes all beings and animals as well. But you have to look at it, yes, we are here to help with the awakening and the shift of consciousness, but we're evolving way beyond that. Our bodies, our physical bodies are shifting energetically. There's a lot of new energies coming in. There's a lot of people leaving the planet right now. Not everybody, a lot of us are staying. Many of us are staying. There's just a few that chose to help us evolve by doing that. And it doesn't mean they're gone. They're still here with us. But it has been really fun working with Eroth, and I'm just now really getting to know their style. He comes in differently than Eroth. Eroth, my eyes would be very closed. I'd feel real heavy of love, but I could feel everything, and I would be gone, and my eyes were closed, and he would speak through me. With Eroth, this was different. And I actually, this is what I saw in the vision when I first had the vision of deep trance. So this is all leading to that. It made me realize that when I go back and review when I first had my visions of deep trance. He would come in, my eyes will be closed. They'll do the adjustments so that they can come through and speak. And then my eyes will be open and then I'm walking around. That is new for me. I was always in a chair and I couldn't move. That's how it was with Eroth. With Namara. And that was their style. But it's a different alignment. It's a different tune-up, I call, and adjustments with Eroth, but it's a lot of fun. And when they take you on a journey, it takes me beyond anything I've done, so love traveling with them, and when they teach, they do that as well. But it's deep. There's such a transformation just by being in the room with them. You don't have to get everything. Yeah.
Or you're doing this in person?
We will be, but I'm doing it both. I'm going to be doing it at the Light Consciousness event. We're doing a 2-hour open channeling. Information from Eroth coming in. I'm going to let them teach the class. They're going to participate. They love to interact with the audience. They have their own style. Please do not be shy, because if you're in the back, they're going to call on you. So I think if you're in the back, it's not going to help you. And they don't need it in it. They love to connect and have fun and help you as well, but they'll call on you. They're not shy. I'm telling you one thing.
And so this new being that's come, I don't know if I'm hearing feedback, but the air who's coming, the energies now have shifted now into the fifth dimensional frequency. Is this why he's shifted? Is this why he's come into you now? because we're raising our consciousness into a higher level, or what's happening?
The teachings that were there was meant to be where they are, and the energies that we were bringing in at that time was there. And then we all shifted, including me, and our group collective shift too. People don't realize that angels and guides also evolve. They think, no, I never knew that until they told me that. They go, we're here growing too. We think, oh, they have it all. They do, but they're evolving beyond where they are. So we have to remember that we're evolving too, and so are they. But we're meant to have that connection. I love that connection. It's home. It's natural to me. But uplifting and help another to move forward on their path is a blessing. But Eroth is, I'm still getting to know Eroth, and every class that I do, it just becomes more fun. And, but I love how they will, I'm getting comfortable with it, walking, and then letting it, surrendering. See, what you have to really do is fully surrender, because I'll tell you the difference. As a psychic intuitive, which I did 3 years, in the beginning of getting it under my belt, remembering I've done this many lifetimes and that this is natural for me. And then the deep trance came, and I did both. I do both. I'm an intuitive psychic and medium, as well as a deep trance channel. And I can go into both very easily. It's from experience. It's not like, I'm aware. I know who's here. I'm just not letting anybody come in. I know who I'm working with. It's building a friendship. It's building, like, I know you, Lee, and then I'm just talking to Eroth to really build the trust, because you really have to surrender. As a psychic intuitive, I can see your aura. I can see angels, loved ones, whatever I'm being given to give to you, but I'm seeing you. My eyes are open. I'm participating. I'm listening to my guides and angels, and they're showing me. In deep trance, it's totally different. You really have to surrender completely and let go and trust that what they're going to say is filled with love, and that it will be of their teachings, because it's another fear. You have to let go of that fear of control, that I don't need to be aware. I trust. And you build that. I built that with Namara. I used to walk and call them in, and I'd sit in meditations and ask them questions, ask them to show me, where's your planet? I want to see what the planet looks like, where you're from. The same thing with Eroth. I'm still getting to know Eroth. They're bringing in energy too, but it's a much different, actually higher. I'm not going to say higher, but a new level, I'm going to say, because it's all divine. It's a new level of the new energies coming in, and it's very profound. And I'm still working with some of the energies that they're coming in to show me what it does. So it's still fresh and new, but I'm the type that just dive in and do it. We'll do a workshop in March 20th and 21st. 2021 at the Light Consciousness event at the Carlisle Inn and Conference Center in Sarasota, Florida. I think it's 3727, something like that. You can Google it though, just Carlisle Inn and
3727.
Yeah, I know it was something like that, but I know it was, and it's a lot of fun. We're going to have 300 gift bags being given to the first 300 people. We're going to have drawings both days. The interviews have been really nice. So go to Light Consciousness Expo and like us on Facebook, and go to Sherry Lord and like us, because you'll get videos on both. You'll see the interviews. You'll see our speakers. All the people are coming together. We have volunteers. We still have some spots open for exhibitors. So somebody who's being called to come and join us and celebrate. We are using the COVID protocol. So we're doing everything we need to there. You got to have a mask, and people are spaced apart, but it's still interactive, and it's meant to be. And people are going to get a lot of healing. They're going to feel that when they walk in the room. They're going to feel they were guided there, and want to be a part of helping with the shifting of the consciousness and a bigger part of the plan, but also participating in being a service. So if you have products or a reader or a massage or something, or jewelry or something you want to expand, this is the place to do it. But also it will be a service. It's always coming from your heart of love of, I want to be a service. Everything else will come to you from that point. Yeah.
So is this the first episode you've done in a while?
Yeah, because it all came in different forms, as you know. I've had visions of this, I think maybe 8 years, and they come in different forms. The first one I did really wasn't an expo. I called it Global Light Events. And that was, and you were part of that. It was bringing in Jonathan, Andy Goldman, Lee, and we had other speakers there. I was just getting it under my belt, learning how to orchestrate and synchronize it and what this is all, what it entails. Because there's a lot of work behind the scenes, which is fun. I do enjoy it. But it's also, over the years, it's changed. And I was doing through COVID, and I'm going to tell you, we're all going through COVID right now. I mean, we're going through COVID, we all are, but we're going through COVID. What it did for me was to bring change. I felt COVID came to bring change. I really did, in our lives, to really look at where you are and where you need to make the changes if you choose. And for me, what happens when it hit, everything with past lives from Egyptian time was coming to me. And that was like one right after another. And that was new for me. I've done, we all do our work when we start, and we go in and we change and we heal past lives and we do things. But I was healing a lot of vows and a lot of oaths. And this is the first time I healed my own oath. So I realized how it affected me in this life. And that was huge because we know we do it, but I don't just go and do it. I let it come to me what needs to be done next. And I had tons of this, and they were deep. They were not light. And this was sacrifices. This was a lot of things, a lot of trust coming back. Because you got to remember, Egyptian first was very, very pure, and then it became very dense and controlled. You know what I'm saying? Certain timelines of it, but some people are still very, very pure with it. And some of us was misguided by it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go in and forgive a lot of these people and myself. And that released a lot. As soon as I healed this oath, and this oath that I had, it came in levels. This was this part, this was this part. It had to do with relationships. People want to know, why are we having this repeated in a relationship? Boy, did it open my eyes. I've done past lives, but this was different. This was at another level. I'm going to tell you what was different for me with this. I've helped a lot of people in their past lives, and I help them with where they are currently and to move forward. And I've seen how it's helped them. This was something new that helped me understand it. And it connected with past lives, why people don't meet who they need to meet sometimes. It took me back to a past life where I was married. I wasn't married at first. I was in love with another man in that lifetime. I don't remember if it was the 1600s or the 18th. I know it was big. I have it all written down on because there were so many different angles to it. There was like six lifetimes tied to this that I had to go and release. And I was in love with someone else. My family said I could marry him because it was that type of setting. And then a man came that was very wealthy, and he wanted to marry me. So my parents sold me to him. And I hated him. I did not love him. I did not want to be with him. And I held a vow about seeing this other guy before. So not saying none of them. I had my relationships were where they were from what I needed to complete in this life from some of them. But they weren't as fulfilling as I wanted them to be. And I couldn't figure out why. And now I know I had to go back and heal this that caused it in other lifetimes in different people in different forms. And when I went and healed that, and I also had a child. And I think I was going to have birth, and I died at birth with the child. This explains to me why in this lifetime I had 2 children cesarean section. I could not have a natural birth. So you see how it ties next. And it made me understand these 2 relationships. I was married twice, and then divorced twice. But it helped me understand, okay, my children came in with this one here, very much in love, but we were changing. I was changing. So it was time to move on. It wasn't because there was anything really, at that time, it was just where I was, and I was awakening into another level and going on my path. And I made a decision to grow, and I know I couldn't grow if I stayed. So I made that decision to move on. Now I can see why. And then when I forgave that gentleman, it came back in another lifetime with him again. So I had to go back and heal. I think there were 6 past lives tied, and I had to go back and forgive. And it was deep. And the other thing I saw was once I released it, and then the next lifetime was an oath, not a vow. That was vows. I was releasing a lot of vows with this particular gentleman. It was deep. I mean, it hurt. That's how deep it was. I couldn't figure out what this was. And every time I slept, I asked my guys, please help me move forward with this. This is very painful. They go, this is a very deep wound. We're going to help you heal that. And when I did the oath was back in the 1700s. There was a group of us that were very wealthy, and we all gave an oath. An oath is different than a vow. We gave an oath with a group oath, okay? And when I healed that, the next morning when I got up, I saw the words, Light Consciousness Expo, the gathering place. It helped me because every time I do events, we all do events, I do very well when I do them and when I travel. But it seemed like I just couldn't go past this one level. I just kept stopping at this one level. And when I healed this now, and I got the vision of like everything disappeared. I don't have this cap on me anymore. It's not like I'm capped here and I can't go beyond it. Now I feel more unlimited. Even though I know I am, I feel it now, more expanded. And this has just been interesting times, and I bless it and I thank it. And I know that the other thing I saw in my visions, when I was sitting with this, how we all have cords or we have cables, those get released, this was different when I was healing these past lives from Egyptian time of being sacrificed. Many of us have. And other things we were told, and we did everything because this was a religious thing and that we obeyed everything that was said. I had to heal all that. And it took me not to be controlled. You know, why are people try to control? It helped me free myself from certain people that like to control and give me my freedom back. Does that make sense? And I don't know that I did it, but it made me sometimes, why does this happen with this person? Now I get it. I can stand more in my own truth. And they kept telling me this was about freedom. You came in to do this, but it was deep and you weren't ready until now to let it go, to really go deep.
You seem different. You seem different than when I first met you.
Yeah, I have. I shifted, and like I said, I love what I did. I trust everything I did. We did well, but I just couldn't seem to get past this one level. And once I cleared that oath and these vows, but the oath from us being wealthy and whatever we did, I have it all written down. I know I'm just doing tidbits of it because it's more in depth. The other thing I saw, because I could see the energy coming in, is that I saw cables throughout my whole chakras, throughout my whole aura. These were like linked cables that were dissolving, and I no longer have that. That was the first time I've seen that. I've seen cables get disconnected and cords, and this was different. This was something like I've never seen before, ever. And it was through the whole aura, like in tubes. It wasn't even a cable, it was tubes throughout my whole being, and they were showing me, and then they were showing me how it was dissolving, But I did do the work.
Is Era showing this? Is this what you're teaching through Era?
Eric was showing me, because I was experiencing this so I can help people and help me see it differently in life, even my own life. Does that make sense? Because when we're doing readings, we're helping who's next. I do meditate for myself. I teach that. I think it's empowering that you do. But this was different. This really surprised me. We think we did all the work. We never do all the work. It never ends. We're always having something come up. The journey is continuous.
Well, it feels like this is what I'm picking up on. That it feels like that this is being shown to you, or you're being cleared of this, simply to help the collective, because the collective has been enslaved and imprisoned.
Exactly. You got it. Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What were you saying? I could hear a little bit. Can you please repeat that?
Oh, I was saying what I was sensing or feeling is that you were being healed from this, because this is a part of what is happening to humanity, that they need to be cleared. The collective needs to be cleared of what we call human slavery, or being enslaved or entrapped. And so it's time for freedom. It's time for change. It's time for us to move into the true essence of who we are. And if we're entrapped, then we can't really express ourselves as a spirit.
I didn't even know it was there. Yeah, you got it. It's been there for a long time, but I wasn't ready to look at it apparently, until now. And I knew I had to with the changes that were happening. Yes, and it's also took me to a deeper level of compassion. Not that I'm not compassionate, I am. But it took me to a deeper level of understanding relationships. You know what I'm saying, with people. Not that I didn't help them when I saw them, but personally experiencing it really helped you shift it even more. Not that you got to experience everything. That's what my guides taught me. You don't need to experience everything to learn, but most people believe they do. When you realize I don't, I can also get that information. I can also have a gentle, elegant experiences too, and joy-filled if I wanted to. I don't have to learn this way no more. When you get that, there's a freedom there, because we are taught. You have to work hard, or it has to be, it's programmed. You have to redo the program, because it's not true. It's not true at all. But I'm glad I did go through it, but it wasn't easy. I will tell you that. And I can tolerate a lot, this really, and I had, a very good friend help hold light a few times because that's how deep it was. And it was a deep, deep wounds, but it's now healed. We're just moving forward, and we're coming up with new techniques to help people when they come and give them the understanding to release too. You got it. Yeah. And it was to help the humanity because it is what it is,
And this is what you're going to share at the Light Conference? The expo, I mean.
Well, I'm not sure what Eroth is going to do when we do the workshop. We're doing a workshop. I have to look at that. I don't know if it's behind me. Hold on, I don't know if it's even on this one. It's not on that one. I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be bringing in the energies, and there's going to be healing going on. We're going to do some meditations. I'll be the first speaker. We have them in 3 sessions, like 3 speakers for conference 1. So you'll see 3 of us for $55, which is very, very good. And you get that whole one, I think it's from 10 to 1 o'clock. And you get that whole time to see those 3 speakers. They're done in conference sessions. And then we have 2 conference sessions a day. So there's 3 from 10 to 1, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think from 2 to 5 is the second set of 3. Each day we do that. And you'll get 3 people in the morning and 3 people in the mid-afternoon. And the packages, I think, are $200 for the whole day if you want if you want the weekend package. There's no fee to come into the exhibitor hall. There is a registration you have to do at the door when you come in. We have to know who's in the building, and but that's normal for most. But we're not charging people to enter the exhibitor hall. They will get a pass to be able, or their hand will be stamped to come in and out, and they won't have to go through registration again. But it's meant to bring people together. It's helped to go beyond where we are and work together and do this together, not just Sherry. It is a group collective that this is happening, and it's affecting all and beyond our own imagination. And it's nice to participate with a group collective like this at the higher level, and to help do major work and shifting as a collective. And that's why I love what we're doing, because it is purposeful. It's not just, we're doing an event. No, what we're doing is an event, but we're also sharing so much more than just that you'll receive even if you don't even know why you're there. You'll get energy. You're going to receive regardless. Everybody will receive, That's
and you'll be doing this in other cities?
Yes. I had visions of doing them in 5 states. I have been, we still have to work out the details. We're doing them every year. This is every year in Sarasota. This is our very first one. We will be doing one in Indianapolis, by Carmel, Indiana. We're going to be doing that one next in October, tentatively. We still have to work out the details there. Because of COVID, we have to make sure we can get into a hotel and do what we need to. Things are getting better with COVID, depending on the state you're in. So it's just winging it now. We know every year we're going to do it in Sarasota, and as we grow, it'll go more to a bigger venue. But we are at the Carlisle Inn. We'll be there again next year, is what I felt. Indiana will be in October. I'm being guided to go to Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts area, and also Michigan when they start to open up. Yeah.
And before COVID hit, you were traveling quite a bit through the years, going to different states and doing readings and workshops. Are you still going to be doing that, or how's your work? I know
it has shifted and changed. It has. For 18 years since I've been on my path, I'm very dedicated to my work and chose to be, as many of us are, including yourself, Lee. And I traveled a lot. I'd be gone like a month and a half in 3 states. And I did that for 18 years. But the last 3 years, I was getting a little tired. I thought, okay, I got to do something a little different. And this is when they said, okay, that's when I was doing this healing. I said, okay, it's time to start doing the light consciousness expos, move into that. And we want you to focus that, and you'll be selected to the stores you go to. I don't have to be gone for a month and a half. They really want me to focus on the events and the workshops with Eroth and help uplift people who's ready to launch. A lot of the keynote speakers are ready to spread and launch. And I'm looking at this to be more than just that. I want to work with these speakers. We are not Hay House. I'm not calling us Hay House. We have our own uniqueness of what we're bringing in, but we will have many speakers where we will eventually be going on Zoom and being able to connect. That's probably going to come next year, where we're going to be having I love having both. I want to have people be present and connect with them one-on-one. And I also want to have Zoom or a virtual meeting where we can connect with others throughout the world at the same time seeing the speakers. So that's coming. And the other thing that's going to be coming in next year will be the Sherry Live show. We are going to do, this is going to be really fun. I had visions of this way before I even had visions of the light consciousness events. And that's going to be added. So we're going to grow it in a different way. We want to have a speaker platform where you can go to Zoom, and whoever the speakers are, they would be able to do once a week teachings for something and keep them going, and then keep them interactive with the people. And they're going to come up with something new. We have authors signing books. We also have, it's going to grow. This is the first launch is what I'm going to say. And then it's going to change quite rapidly from there. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be really connecting with groups of people. There's, like I said, we are bringing in guest speakers and we are bringing in keynote speakers. We're bringing in both. And
I know there's just a lot of change because I feel like there's 2021, 2020, 2021. I kept getting that we are to be touching the masses more, and that my work would be shifting from working with individual people to working with the masses.
Exactly.
And so it sounds like that's what you've been guided to do as well.
And they said, we want you to take this to another level. And I heard that very clearly. I says, okay, this is going to be interesting, be fun. When I said the Sherry Live show, we are going to still have our speakers come. We're going to have it in a physical setting, and we're going to also start having it in, I hope by next year we have everything in for virtual where people can see the speakers, you know what I'm saying, and connect. But we're also going to have interviews. It could be Jonathan and Andy Goldman. It could be Greg Braden. It could be anybody. You get what I'm saying? Or someone who's really there on that edge and really are there. We're going to interview them, and we're going to have tickets, and then we're going to have it live. Everyone will get a gift before they leave. For instance, if my new CD release comes out, I will put a CD on every seat that person comes. To see the live, and they'll be able to interact, and we'll do the interview. That's different. We are doing interviews on Zoom, but this is going to be more in person and Zoom. It's going to be live. I'm calling it the Sherry Lord Live Show. And that is something that's, I'm being told it'll probably be next year. And I'm also working on a magazine to tie into, we're calling it, right now, it'll modify as a light consciousness with people channeling a message, and they will go on the website for pages. We'll have many people of authors or even channels who want to be a regular on it. We'll be able to have like a magazine where we can go in and download it and get messages and keep you. We'll have the Sidonia magazine. This is not the Sidonia magazine. This is the Light Consciousness Connection. Does that make sense? And reach a lot of people. So that's the other thing I've been working on. We have just a little snippet of it, but we got it started. And that will be on our website probably in February. So that's something new. So I'm really tying in where I really want to grow it with an upliftment point, but also to expand the consciousness way beyond where we are right now. And it's nice. It's just, people from all over are coming. We have people from Florida here that are coming, and we had some people from Michigan. I had someone from Kentucky who has crystals. He loves his crystals. He's bringing his babies, big ones and little ones. And he's amazing. He's going to be on the next Light Consciousness interview, and he's coming. He says, I'm guided to be there. So people are drawn, no matter where you are, you're being drawn to it to participate. It's all about participating. And it's also about growing and evolving and helping people. And you'll expand your clients at the same time. But it's meant to interact And I like that interaction. That's why I'm going to do both. I'm just not going to go online only. I want the physical and I want the online. I want them both. That's just where I'm at. I love that one-on-one connection. I can get it here as I'm speaking to you, but I want to give you a hug. I want to touch you and say you're wonderful, and and really have a conversation. So we can do that online too. We're not saying not because we're doing it right now, but I like to have both. I think both. I want to bridge both. That seems to be so important to me on my path. But I have friends who are just doing virtuals and they're doing very well with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's great. It's a good way of expanding. And it's changing. Look at the technology. It won't even be the same today in 2 years of what we're doing.
Yeah,
it will
that's
change.
right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So we're still trying to keep up. This is my first time getting on Zoom an interview because I didn't even know how to work with it. I knew I was to get on it, but I said, I don't even know how to mess with it. So one of the keynotes who's been really good, Kathleen Sherman's been wonderful. She's shamanic, quantum healer, and medium too. And she's been doing the interviews for us. She's been co-hosting it for us because, I need help with it. And she knows how to do Zoom. And she goes, okay, we'll plug everything into you. I says, thank you. And then she helped me move over in it a little bit. So I'll be getting out there more with Eros workshops, messages on Zoom pretty soon. I just have to master it a little bit better, feel comfortable with it.
And you're still doing individual readings for people, doing your psychic
Yes,
medium
I
work?
am.
Okay.
I'm still doing readings. People can reach me by phone or through Messenger. My number is 941-961-2731. I do a lot of phone readings and videos. Videos seem to be real popular right now. So I've been doing a lot of videos as well as phone readings. I will be in Sarasota at Elysian Fields, February 5th. I'm a guest only there. I used to go monthly, but I'm only going to go maybe 2 to 4 times a year because I have my hands full with the workshops and the light conscious events and working from home more. But I still do travel, but not like I used to. It's cut down to maybe 2 weeks. Instead of going to, I've been to Illinois where you were, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana. I had them at the same time. And then I would fly over to Seattle, then I'm over off in Maine, and then I was in Canada and Vancouver. So it's kind of like, okay, I love traveling. I will continue to travel, but I don't have to do it that way anymore. Yeah.
How did you have the energy to do all that? I always wondered how you had the energy to do all that.
You know what? I just looked at it as my path. Like this is, I believe, I knew I needed to, it's the only way, I'm very much a mixed business. You have to treat it as a business. You get what I'm saying? You can give to, but you really have to treat, you have to receive. And a lot of light workers have a hard time receiving. And you have to receive, you know what I'm saying? So it was my path, and I'm that dedicated into this is where I need to be. This is what we're going to do. Boom, boom, boom. I'll get that information before I even walk in the store. And, I can see, I help people in all areas of their life, but I also help people with business. And I also help people on spiritual paths and loved ones who have passed to evolve their spiritual path. But I can also see documents. I've helped people in very large businesses. And we're in the midst of helping one right now. They're in the midst of selling their business. And it's been a interesting journey with that one, but I do see documents very, very easily, and people going through divorce and a lot of changes right now. And it's about freedom and just surrender to the change. Allow yourself, allow is the key to surrender to the change, because we want to resist it. That's our humanness, you know what I'm saying? But surrender to the change. I did. And when you start to listen from within, you trust, and you build such a trust with your own guides and your own intuition, your own higher self, that there's no doubt. And and then we all go through a growth where, whoa, why isn't this so clear so much? What's happening? Then it starts to shift, and then everything clears, whatever needs to be dealt with, and then you go even higher. We're always evolving. Even I am. I says, people, I can read people, but I also believe in privacy. I don't have to read everybody I see. I can, yes, but I also believe in reserving your own energy. Unless my guides tell me, you go and talk to her. She needs some help. I'll go up and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But
So just
reserving
comes
your
to you
energy is
unsolicited?
Huh?
I said, does it come, it just comes to you when you see someone? Because just like the other day when we spoke, you said you saw my dad, and then you saw me,
Yeah, that's how it
writing another
comes.
book.
Yeah, and yes, that's how it comes. And I knew I was to say something. Like I said, I'm going to be speaking and the very first speaker at the Light Conscious on Saturday, March 20th, and I'm the last one on March 21st. The first one, we're going to be bringing energies and doing meditation. The second one, I'm going to be doing my own unique gallery. Like you said, it just comes to me. I can see an audience, and if I see an aura around them, they're the ones I need to go to next. And I will speak what I see, or I'll see a loved one standing behind them. And then I'm going to do it through aura readings, messages from angels, and loved ones who pass. I'm going to give whatever I'm getting for that person in that moment, and it'll be what it is, and fun, fulfilling, and healing at the same time. And connection is important, and teaching them they can connect. But I will be doing a gallery at the end. We have a lot of amazing speakers. We have Carol Hall, who's going to be doing her crystal bowls, and she does light language.
She's amazing on her crystal bowls.
I know, I was so blessed that my guides introduced me to her over the summer. And I just felt like, I says, help me with who needs to come at this one, and we'll have another one, and whoever needs to be at that one will be there. And we have Laura Hugbeg, I hope I say her name. She's awesome. And she helps in spiritual business and deep healing. She's also another one with light language, and she'll explain more about light language because a lot of people don't understand it. So we have Kathleen, who's going to do shamanic work as well, and she's a medium. We have Denny Dreesen and Bonnie Bird, who will be doing hypnosis for the audience, spiritual hypnosis and removing blockages. And we have a lot more. I want to mention everybody. There's everybody there. And we have people signing their books at their booth. So buy their book. And we already have people from launching the interviews wanting to buy. Radasi is coming. You have to meet Radasi. She's on the edge of the upcoming of going extremely global. And I've known her from the higher self. She was part of the group when I first started. To see her grow now, we kind of meet on the journey, then we all go on our path, and then we meet again on the journey. She is coming. We've already had all our speakers. She'll be speaking next year, and we'd love to have you come at one of the events too as a speaker, Lee. And love to have you. Yeah, and she has a new book called Badassery Meditation. And she explains it in such a real way of life and what meditation really is and how to experience it. And she's got a very large following going, but she's going places too. Everyone that's there is ready to launch, and that's where they want to take it, but I see her launching quite a bit. She's been in many countries as well as United States. She is international. If you go to my Facebook page and Google Sherry Lord, you will see her there. You'll get a feel of her, and you want to meet her, and you want to meet everybody that's there. We have wonderful exhibitors that are coming, and all of them have something. Every speaker has something to offer, and I don't want to forget anybody. I'm just saying, okay, we have a whole bunch of them. Like, who's next? But they're all wonderful. And we have Myrna. Myrna's coming, and I'm amazed. Myrna's going to be there. She's one of our speakers, and she's also going to be signing her books. So you want to get Myrna. She's amazing. What she does. When somebody has energy, she's got energy.
She's a sweetheart.
At another level, but Myrna will be there. So we're happy to have Myrna too, and we have Anahata. I don't know if anybody understands Anahata. She does the Anahata codes. She's going to be bringing her books, and she is a very high frequency being coming in, and she's going to download her Anahata codes. So everyone's going to receive Anahata codes. And she'll explain a little bit more what that is. And she's an amazing speaker. She really is. And her energy, you just feel it. It's a much higher level here. You know what I'm saying? And evolving. But just be patient and, just allow and know it's okay. We're all shifting, so you're not alone. We're all doing this together. So you're not alone. It's just been a long time since I haven't gone through something like that. So, but I see the purpose of it, and I'm really glad I was able to see why. And they said it was all about freedom, and it is. It's not just me. It'll affect many people as well as it helps other people. That's
Well,
the
there's
whole
been
point.
so much change in the last, well, I've been doing this work for almost 30
You've been
years.
a
It'll be
long time, Lee.
28 years
Yeah,
next
not longer than
March.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, 28 years. And I just, just seeing so many people that are awakening
absolutely.
and
Yes.
stepping into their power. So it's really exciting to be able to see that. And, we're lucky to be here in the Sarasota, Florida area where so many people are gathered that are of like mind, that,
Yeah.
we can support each other and help each
Exactly.
other. And, you're offering this expo to awaken those who are already awakened, but, maybe need to go to the next level. Because as you said earlier, we're all being shifted into the next level. And even though
Yeah.
we, I don't know what your perspective is. I know we have just a few more minutes left, but that a lot of people feel that this is a gloomy, dark time and that we're somehow being suppressed, or, our voices are not being heard in many ways, or what we are not able to do. But I feel that it's opposite. I feel like it's a time of purification. It's
This
a time
is the time. Yeah, it is. I agree. I totally, but it depends on the lens of what you look through and what you see, what your focus is. You're watching the news all the time. It's okay to tap in the news. It's okay to see what's happening globally, but always remember you create your own reality no matter what is happening in the world. It's where your focus is. It's okay to be aware of it. Doesn't mean you have to like it or not. But not get caught up in it. It's not getting caught up. If you remove that and turn it off for a while and you go out, you're not going to think none of that. You're not even going to see any of that. Where's your focus? You know what I'm saying? But we create our own reality is what my guides remind me, shift your focus. You're focusing on the most, that's where you're going to bring more into you. I said, I know that. And they remind me, shift your focus. And I do. And I go back into meditation. I surrender back. And I do. People get in meditation many different ways. Some people walk and get in meditation. I know I had, and then some people ride their bikes. Some people drive and get there. How did I get there? They were gone like an hour and all of a sudden they're somewhere else and they're there.
Yes,
I've done
I
that
understand
a few
that.
times,
Yes, you've done that.
But I also feel it's important to really sit down and surrender and go inward and connect. You want to do all the above. You don't want to not do none of that. You want to do that. But really get good at surrendering the mind. Get good at really going more inward and not be so hard on yourself, because we've all played every role. It's not about judging anybody. It's about understanding, and it's forgiving. It's forgiving yourself. Most people forget themselves. I'm forgiving them, but you were part of it. Somewhere you aligned with it. You got to forgive self. Remember to forgive yourself as well as you forgive others. We're not perfect. We're not meant to be. We're meant to do the best we can, and learn and grow. But learning, remember, if you set the intention, it can be more elegant, gentle, and loving. It really can. But there are some things that will come up that you look at. But it is a pivotal shift right now. We're in the midst of a pivotal shift. And I think this is a grand time of freedom. I really do. I feel like after we shifted and know that, we have the power within us, no matter where we are or who we're with, the power is always within you. It's not outside of you. It's always within you. And when you shift, everything around you is going to shift at the same time. Yeah.
Well, today in my Mary Magdalene teachings, and some of you who are listening may know that every Monday morning I bring the Mary Magdalene messages through. I've been doing that probably for 15, 17 years every Monday morning.
Long
Time. I lost track. But anyhow, lots of years.
I would like to, if everybody wants information on the Light Consciousness event, go to www.sherrylord.com, SHERRYLORD. And I'm available for readings by appointments only, 941-961-2731. And have a blessed day. And Lee, it's been such a pleasure. We got to have you at the show, one of the shows we do. Love to have you in an article. We need an article.
Thank you. Yes,
welcome.
I really enjoyed when you did it at Bird Key, I don't know, several years ago.
Yeah,
that was really
God,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
it was getting it under my belt. It was the practice time.
Well, you did a fabulous job.
Oh, thank you.
So I just
Everyone
want to
was
say, huh?
Yeah. Everybody, all of you were wonderful. Thank you.
It was fun. It was really fun. So I know that this will be really, really successful for you. So I want to thank you again for being on my show, and I'll see you on Wednesday. So I get the pleasure of coming to see you in Venice. You're back home again in Venice, Florida.
And reconnecting, and we're reconnecting. We're having fun, and we're doing good. Thank you.
You're sharing the light. So yeah. Sherry used to come to Illinois, to my hometown.
I
So
did. I
it's
did.
been a
And it
while.
was nice to reconnect with you and stay with you while I was doing work down there. It's been good to reconnect again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love
This is,
Florida. Florida's my home base, you know? Yeah. But thank you so much, Lee, for having me on. I greatly appreciate
you
you.
are welcome. So we will see you in a couple of days, and just say thank you again. You're doing amazing work, and I'm so excited for all the good news that you're bringing forward to everyone and helping them shift into this new energy.
Thank you.
So
It's fun.
I'm
It's meant to be fun. Come and enjoy and interact. And like I said, we're going to have drawings. We're going to have 300 gift bags available for the first 300 people. And just come and meet all the wonderful people out there and get an experience. Yeah.
so, all right, Sherry. Thank you so much. Have a great day. That is Sherry Lord. So excited to reconnect with her. It's been several years. We've known each other for many, many, many years. But as people come and go out of your life, she has reappeared. And so this is exciting. So attend that expo in Sarasota, Florida, if you're in the area on March 20th and 21st at the Carlisle Hotel and Conference Center. It'll be the Via Vista in Sarasota, Florida. But just want to remind you that tomorrow I do my monthly Christ teachings, and I'll be bringing the 12 tools of enlightenment that Christ has brought forth in my book, Divine Union, The Love Story of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. This is my monthly teaching that I'll be bringing forth. These are teachings and what we call breath meditation that Christ has brought forth to help us to merge into our fifth dimensional light bodies. As Sherry was talking about all this change and all the new frequencies that are coming on the planet, Jeshua has brought this meditation forward for all of us to be able to shift into our physical, spiritual, conscious awareness of who we truly are. And so I'm really excited to share those teachings tomorrow night. I'll be doing that through a teleconference call hosted here through Tiffany White, who will be bringing forth that recording and availability that I'll be teaching Tuesday, January 26th. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have any interest in joining me, contact me at leachapin@gmail.com. You can certainly contact me at or text me at 727-580-3016. And again, every Monday morning, I teach the Mary Magdalene teachings and the mystical teachings of Mary Magdalene. We bring the information in that is for the highest good of all, that is happening for our change here in the world. There's always bringing forth information about what's happening globally as well as personally for ourselves. And so I have that available on my YouTube channel. So you can certainly find me if you Google Lea Chapin YouTube. I'm there. You can see all the audio recordings or hear all the audio recordings, and then you can certainly subscribe to my website and receive the written transmission. Again, you can go to my website, leachapin.com. So there's a lot happening. Continuing to do these podcasts every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm so grateful to Tiffany White for offering this platform for me to teach, because as Sherry and I were talking about, many of us are stepping up to a new level. And so this year, what I heard during this time of transition was to begin to teach and to begin to bring forward the messages to the masses. And so I know that there's a lot is happening for all of us to awaken at a deeper level and begin to purify and to clear those energies within us that no longer serve us, so that we can truly live from the beautiful essence of our spirit. And once again, this is a powerful time of shift and change. And so move forward into your breath. And so if you have any desire to, again, connect to what we call these 12 tools of enlightenment, that will help you to truly connect through your breath into your spirit, so that you can tap in and surrender and truly understand and know who you truly are. I love the acronyms: surrender, trust, allow, and receive. Surrender, trust, allow, and receive, and let your beautiful light shine. This is a powerful time for all of us to shine. The light is bright within each of us. The light is bright within you. The light is bright within me. And so don't be afraid to speak your truth, to allow your voice to be heard, to be seen, be heard, and allow what you have to offer and what your mission is to be brought forth out into the world. Just as Sherry has spoken and said that, she started this journey in 2005, and look where she's at. I've been doing this work for almost 28 years, and so it's shifted and changed. But we are all in this transition time together. We're all here to help each other. So remember that be kind to one another, be compassionate, and truly allow your beautiful light to shine. And until next week, have a beautiful week and honor the light that you are and be at peace. Namaste. Have a blessed week.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.